Greetings and welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. I am Cosmic Kev, your host, and this is for the weekend beginning May 31st, 2019, going all the way, to June 6th. And so, what's going on in the cosmos this week? That's the question. Well, Mercury is going to move out of Gemini into Cancer. Okay, so that's new. Mars stays in Cancer. This is the last week of Venus and Taurus, so get all your sensual, loving action in right now while you can. And the moon today, well, it looks like it's starting out in the Ashvini Nakshatra, which is about healing, and it's about renewal. So there's kind of this new start feeling going on, even though the new moon hasn't happened yet. And then we get to the new moon, and you're probably wondering, when is that new moon happening? Well, the new moon happens on Monday, the 3rd, June 3rd, at 3:02 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time in the morning. So the new moon is in the nakshatra of Rohini. And Rohini is the favorite wife of the moon by legend, of the 27 wives of the moon. And the word Rohini in Sanskrit literally means red, and it's ruled by the moon, and it's also in the sign of Taurus sidereally in the Vedic things. And so it's all sensual, and it's all about love. Now, in Western astrology, we'd say, it's a new moon in Gemini on the 3rd. And one of the things about Gemini is, looking for a soulmate, looking for a twin, someone that matches you and is a good mix for your energy. So some of that's happening. And other things in the tropical zodiac this week, there's really not a lot to report, besides Mercury moving into Cancer. So, people are maybe a little more sentimental. They're more interested in history and past events, and they talk about their mother a lot. That is going to be what's going on. So, without any further ado, sign by sign, we're going to get into this horoscope stuff. And greetings, Aries, and welcome to your horoscope. So what we see happening this week is there's this new moon in your 3rd house. So new moon in the 3rd house is new relationships with neighbors, new relationships with siblings, new relationships with the neighborhood itself, with your local environment, working with your hands, enjoying art and writing and poetry, maybe even music. All these things come into play more. Mars in the 4th house. Yeah, we still got that theme about buying and selling cars and houses, and this urge to maybe move, possibly, this less than grounded feeling that we want to get ourselves to a place where we're more grounded. And then there's that sensual 2nd house, with Uranus and Venus there, and it's like, I want to eat all kinds of different foods. Well, what I've noticed is the older I get, the less fun vouchers I have for bad foods. I can't really be eating so much French fries or potato chips or these, I gotta watch the whole trans fat thing, and processed meats, and concentrated carbs, sugar, all that bad stuff. Gotta avoid that. But when Venus is in your 2nd house, you're like, I want eat me. And so that's just something to look out for. Otherwise, you're looking good, there's changes at work, but you're dealing with it. And yeah, there's problems, they come up. You just attack it when you got it. And yeah, you might, your old people might be losing it at home, and you're trying to help them, but you're trying to be patient. Okay. So, greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. Well, Gemini time is about the mouth. It's about speaking. We've got Sun and Mercury there, although Mercury's going to move into your 3rd house. So in a lot of ways, communication gets better this week. This new moon could be a new start with family relationships where you're actually relating to your family better than you have in the past. And that's rewarding. It's also a time where you can make a lot of money. So second house being partly about possessions, you could accumulate more wealth. Taurus don't care about accumulating wealth, right? Ha ha, jinx. No, seriously, yeah. You can do better in your finances at this time. I mean, I would say if you're planning on trips, I would really think wait, because there's just a lot of possibilities of things not going great too. So just be really cautious if you have to go somewhere. And there's, don't be anxious, and try to practice thoughtful communication. Your social life looks good, like there's good spiritual people that want to guide you. And that's pretty much it for you. All right, well, greetings Gemini, welcome to your horoscope. Yeah, you're in your heart. You're in a place of renewal, and you want to express love. And there's still some really strange, rebellious karma in your subconscious that you have to be aware of. I mean, it could be sweet things. You might be having a secret love affair, and that's really fun, except for all the guilt you feel. Maybe you don't feel any guilt about it at all. Maybe your partner's terrible. Oh, boy. Taking on a more spiritual view of how you operate in the career world, how you operate in the public, using a little more of your imagination. Relationships are pretty good. I mean, there's some people that control all the power, and there's some rough stuff in that department. It can even be with your spouse. So, they're dealing with what's uneasy in your life in the most loving way. Like, who do you want to be? Do you want to be a reactionary? Like, oh, they did this to me, so I'm going to do that. Do you ever hear how that sounds when people do that? Well, they did that, and they deserve this. It's just like little babies. I mean, when we mature, we realize that we don't want to be dictated by other people's bad behavior and fight fire with fire. Eye for an eye and everybody's blind. So stay loving, because what you do says more about you than what people say about you or anything else. Keep doing the good stuff. Okay. Well, hello, Cancer, and welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, you're in a more adventurous stage. You're ready to set out. It's like, okay, I've had enough of the stay at home. I've had enough of being afraid of people. I'm ready now to work my own mojo and do it. I'm even willing to take shortcuts to do it. Ooh. This is like the more dangerous Cancer here. Cancer of danger. Ooh. And so needing to do things to calm the spirit. I mean, you get a little bit more enlightenment this week, too. Mercury comes in your first house, and you're like, suddenly I'm understanding things. But let's remember, Sun's in the 12th house. We can easily be part of our own undoing. Let's take note of dreams, maybe keep a dream journal. Remember what you're dreaming about. It may have a relevance that brings you to a better place, and so we want things that are relevant for us. Your social life looks really hopping, Cancer. Like, it's fun. There's excitement, especially like, today and tomorrow. It's like, woo, feeling it. I'm doing good. I'm enjoying it. Relationship wise, it's a little bit tougher than usual. But if you're committed, to weathering the storm together as a couple, there could be a really good anchor, a foundation that's keeping you whole. I don't know. So that's Cancer's story. Well, greetings, Leo, and welcome to your horoscope. So, Gemini time's social time for you. I think I said this last week. It's a lot of parties, a lot of friends. But now there's this buildup happening in the 12th house of these Cancer planets. The North Node's there. Mars is there. Mercury's going to move in there. So you're in a little bit more, there's a little bit of a blind spot. There's a little bit of subconscious aggression. And I guess, you know, you're proud of yourself that you're taking care of yourself. You're taking care of your family. You're taking care of things that really matter to you. So that's good. I'm glad to see you doing that. It seems like work is somehow piling up. Opportunities to beautify, opportunities to inspire, opportunities for public appearance. They're all there. They're all part of the mix. And just working on health issues, that's smart stuff to do. And you're enjoying being in your heart more. You're enjoying family life to some extent. That, you know, your children, your creative projects, all of this, it's going to get more fun. It's going to be more fluid. It's going to be better for you. Oh. Hello, Virgo. And welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, this is where you kind of have to hit the ground running. You've got a lot of work to do. You also have a lot of distractions now, too. You're getting a lot of social appearances, and there's a certain amount of wealth and benefacting that's coming your way. So you're actually about to be blessed. And there's a lot of good fortune with this moon. Even today and Saturday, you know, you're elevated. And just keep it on that spiritual plane. Like, well, I have a potential for doing good, and I have a potential to receive good. Why not focus on that? You know, and this is the thing that a lot of Virgos do, is like you get so caught up in this critical, okay, I know that's wrong. You know, don't do that to yourself. It takes a lot more genius to find out what's right, stand behind it. We do very little by tearing things down. You know, the only way we change the system is to create something that's better to replace it. And once you know that, you're going to be a happier person. And you're going to have more happy people around you. Because you're doing things that are efficient and good. And it's making the world a better place. And isn't that what you want? Because right now, you're on the cusp of being an inspiration. Ooh. And that inspiration is going to lead to better things. All right. So be it. Oh, hello Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. I mean, Gemini time is a good time for Libras. I mean, Gemini time helps you, you're lucky. There's good fortune, but it's like you know you have luck, so you have gratitude. You know, in a lot of ways, ninth house transits, ninth house of gratitude, house of grace, of good fortune, but also higher education, foreign travel, foreign languages, opportunities. It's a place where you take risk and you do well with it. So this is maybe not the time to play it safe so much. In the workplace, I'd be kind of cautious. Sometimes, you know, Mars and Cancer can kind of be passive-aggressive work environment. You got the North Node there, so you've got all this desire that has no bottom. This basically means we want things, but we're not really grounded in what we want. You know, there's an ability to manifest, don't get me wrong. But it's like there's a price to pay for how we're doing it. And we got to be about it. But you're going to get smarter this week about work and career, and about public as Mercury comes into your midheaven. And, you know, it could bring some money and wealth to you, too. You could, you know, start like, wow, I'm making things happen. This isn't so bad. I kind of like this. And, you know, I mean, I think you'll see more of this, like this new moon. It's like, wow, a new opportunity. You've graduated into a new idea. Well, greetings, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. I mean, Gemini is 8 houses from the 8th house. You know, this is a secret I learned from Vedic astrology. They do it a little differently. But they know stuff. They've been doing it for a long time. And so, you know, you're more Scorpio than thou right now with the sun transiting your 8th house. Other people's property, sex, death, rebirth, intuition, mysteries, regenerating. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And being sensitive, it's like your intuitive brain gets turned down. Mercury's going to be moving into your 9th house along with Mars and the North Node. So you're in a very exploratory, I wonder what I could do with this. How can I get this person's attention and make something happen? You're powerful and you're able to do good things. And this is a time when it's good to ask for other people's help. When you're not making it, you're down, just reach out. It's like, wow, I could use a friend right now. I need someone. People, generally speaking, as long as you're not the person always whining all the time, people like to show up for you. And when you show up for your friends, it's a good thing. Friends show up for you, it's a good thing. It's important to have friends. And I want to see you thriving. You can make some money. There is some good fortune. I saw Jupiter retrograde, in your 2nd house, and it's making things happen. And there might be some difficulty among friends or siblings. Just keep praying for them. Keep being a strong, positive presence in their life, and things will move forward. Well, hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. All right. So we take chances. That's our nature, is to risk, gamble some things. Economically, we can make it, but we have to be consistent. We can't just, I've got a nice little beeper going here for me, a little treat. A little treat from my, yeah, there we go. Took care of that.
Sorry about that.
No, nothing to worry about. We had the bird sounds in the last week's horoscope, and now we've got, in this week's horoscope, we've got the little beeper. So it's like, we get a little sound action here. We got Sun in the 7th house, so this is a good time for Sagittarius and relationships. And they're going to get better. Watch your intuition more, what you're sensing, because Mercury, along with Mars, along with North Node, is in your 8th house. So there's this element of, death, rebirth, other people's property, getting into debt. That's a theme. So just be really careful and conscious about those things as you get into them. And eventually things are going to get better. And it's just like, it's up to you to do the right thing, to make the right moves at this time, because nobody else can make them for you. So, and just take care of your health. That's huge right now. Do things to improve your health, because health is our only real wealth, right? Didn't Dr. Bronner say that or something? Okay, well. Greetings, Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope. Saturn's in the 1st house. So is the South Node. They're right on top of each other. And same thing with Pluto's right there, too. And they're all moving retrograde. South Node always moves retrograde. So the only way I find we're able to make reasonable change in our life is by going within. Meditating, getting deep, knowing your deep self, your deep needs, your deep insecurities, your deeper confidence, your deeper gifts, all of that. Polishing them. Working with them. Feeling whatever it is you need to feel so you can get to that next place. If you don't do that, it says, cut the crap, ignore it, and go to work. You're just like putting a kink in a hose, and eventually there's going to be an explosion. I do not recommend that. We're fluid, organic people, just like the plants and animals on this Pachamama, this earth of ours. And so we need to make organic choices that do good. Now, there's, like I said last week's horoscope, there's a lot of stuff, unsavory characters confronting you with things. And it may be even your loved one, in your relationship with your wife. Mercury comes into that 7th house this week, so you get to be a little more diplomatic. This is where you practice a nonviolent communication. You make an observation. Then you make a request. And, most things that we want to communicate are ultimately requests of please or thank you or an appreciation. When we keep those things in mind, keep those things in mind, we have better relationships. And that's what I want for you. I mean, I really want that for everybody. I want it for myself. I have to keep that in mind. I want things to be good for everyone. You're in a really creative revolution right now. Like, things are lifting up. You know, your heart's opening up to some good stuff. You know, you might be surprised. So keep working on yourself. You know, even amidst the storm, there's help. You know, even your children can help you. You know, you might even ask them for advice, especially if you're older. You know, like, young people have a good perception of things today. You know, they've got a different view. And wherever we're at, we want that view. I mean, I really love the view of the little ones, the really young ones, the ones that are, you know, 7 and under. They seem to, they're not caught up with all that BS yet, you know. And that comparison thing, oh my goodness, we're hurting ourselves. Well, hello Aquarius, welcome to your horoscope. Gemini time, wonderful time for you. It's a good time to be with your children. It's a good time to open up your heart. It's a good time to focus on a legacy, what you want to give to the world, whether it's your artistic, creative project, music you're doing or working on. It's time to open up, time to work on those things, time to feel more confident, time to know that you can shine in a good way. Now, it's a good time to get in physical shape too, to kind of work your body out, get yourself in a place where things feel good, yeah, and get stronger, and you have a good social life. I mean, there's some, you know, heavy karma in the world, and you're a strong enough person that you can deal with it. Just take a deep breath and go, you know, sometimes we have to be thankful for our challenges, you know. Respond to body. Thank you, body. You're telling me to rest. I need to rest. I'm going to do that. You know, maybe a little more rest might help you right now at this time. Get the sleep you need. Get the power you need to move forward. All right. Greetings, Pisces. Welcome to your horoscope. Gemini time puts you in the seat of the ancestors, your family members. What went down with them? Where do you find happiness? Where do you find the feeling right within you so you can move forward? That's a lot about the 4th house. And so we got this new moon this week, right there. Renew your heart. Renew your soul. Allow yourself to move forward in a good way. You got Neptune in the 1st, you know. You have the spiritual vision, and you have Jupiter in the 10th house. You're able to implement these spiritual practices to the public, and it makes things better. Learning to be happy with your neighbors, happy with your siblings, happy with your friends, loving them, and allowing good things to be shared, you know. Having a little bit more of a communal vibe. You know, setting things up so like you feel a part of a tribe, they feel that good vibe from you. Can share words of healing. And you're going to get more creative this week too. More creative action. Creative ideas are going to go off. You're going to have fun. You're going to tell some good jokes with Mercury in the 5th house. I think of Mercury in the 5th house as like the Joker house. Like, let's have some humor. Let's have some levity. Let's have some light. And everything's going to be all right. It's a new moon. It's a new start. I thank you for being here. Cosmic Head of the Planetary Persuader. Thank you for your comments. Give it a like. Ring the bell. Subscribe. Please share it with a friend. Message me if you're looking for a reading. Welcome my new Bay Area watchers and Baywatch. Yeah. Anyhow, we'll do this again next week. Thanks for being here.